Hi, welcome to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Lindsay and I am the review queen. However, I'm not reviewing today anything at all. Today I am going to do the 3 a.m. card game because today is October. So we're in spooky season now. We're in spooky month. And as you all know, I usually do paranormal stuff part-time on my channel in the month of October. So today I thought we would do the card game. Again. Yeah, I made a video already. Now, I do have a video from, I think, March of me doing this. But then I made another video recently of doing the card game. And I decided not to post it because you guys couldn't see the cards on the floor. And I didn't want people to think like something was fake or I was tampering with stuff because I'm trying to be transparent with this stuff. So what we're going to do is redo this. Now, I got this idea from Sam and Colby, and I'll have their videos in the description box so you guys can look at it for yourselves. Obviously, it's supposed to be done at 3 a.m., but it's after 1 o'clock here right now, so... But you know what? The spirits don't need to be messing with me at any certain time of the day. They just do it whenever they feel like it. If you don't know... I am an empath. I can sense when spirits are around. I can even sense their emotions sometimes. And I do have psychic ability. I do not call myself a psychic, though. But I do have psychic ability. I have had visions that have come true. And I get a lot of impressions from spirits about things that have happened. But the problem with impressions is, and I do separate them from actual visions. Because, yes, you can have visions of the past and stuff. And even now the present, but... I'm stronger with seeing stuff in the future and stuff. I have had visions that have come true weeks, months, years down the road. And while it's true I could have had visions that happened in the past, it's very hard to prove that. So, not that it would be easy to prove anything with, skeptics or with non-believers, but... I have found that if you've had a vision and then it comes true eventually, you keep talking about it or whatnot, it's a little bit easier to prove. Where impressions, especially you get it from spirits, are kind of hard to, prove or debunk. So anyway, in order to play this game, you need a deck of cards and you need 2 candles. And the little rock holding my phone up against the door is a geode, so I do have some protection. So you would need 3 rows of 6 cards, 6, 6, 6, which is supposed to be 18 cards in total. So I'm going to try to shuffle. I suck at shuffling. So you guys know that there's no set cards that I'm using. I'm shuffling everything to make it hard. Because here's another thing, too. There was a lot of experiences that happened in the vid that I made recently of the card game. And other than not being able to see the cards, there was just so many coincidences that people may think it's fake because they didn't see the cards on the floor. Because, yeah. I'm hoping this time I don't get a lot of I don't knows and maybes like I did last time. So, because I got a lot of yeses and nos with the recent vid that I try to make and stuff like that. And then it kind of correlated with some impressions I've gotten from the spirits too, which I'll explain in a bit. So, this house is fairly young. Well, most people wouldn't think it's young, but it's like almost 50 years old. And it was built in 1975. So it's like 7 years older than I am. And I know, I'm 43 years old. So it's not as old as our last house. But no one has died in this house either. Well, 2 people died in the last house we lived in. But the original owner, at least the husband, died 4 months after moving into a care home. But it's not really far away from here. So... Right. There's the first 6. There's the second 6. And this is going to be the last 6. I might move the candles a bit because I might be feeling heat where I'm not supposed to. And that's the thing. The way to play this too is like, so you would put your hand like this to feel if you can feel any warmth or any, in my case, tingles in my finger here. I feel tingles in my finger only when I do this and when I do tarots too. So yeah. So if you start feeling a card that's hot or if you're feeling tingly while holding your hand above it, you would pick it up while you after you ask a question. So you would ask a question, do this, and then if you feel any heat beneath your hand or a tingliness, in my case, in my finger, you would pick it up and read it. All right. I invite the spirits in this house and around to come partake in this. If you want to answer some questions, and it got a little bit dark, but it is a little bit cloudy outside. And of course, if you guys see any weird things behind me, just let me know. And that's the thing, I've had a little bit of activity in this house, but again, no one has died in this house. But then again, you don't need to have activity if someone didn't die in your house, because, you know, they could be affected on objects, or they like going there and stuff, or hell, they still think they're alive and like to come back. So, but anyway, as I said, I invite the spirits to come here and partake in this, to answer questions. I do not invite negative entities to partake in this. I only invite good nature or positive entities to do this. Sorry, but I'm not interested in dealing with negative entities. All right, first question. Is there any spirits in this house? Or are there spooken in den hus? So I'm trying to speak a little bit more Swedish, especially since the elderly man was, you know, at least in his 80s and 90s when he died. And Swedes are not taught English until after World War II. So if they were born before World War II, they either learned very little or they didn't learn any Swedish at all. Like my husband's grandparents never learned any English. So, are du språken in den hus? Are there any spirits in this house? It's so hard getting the cards up because I have no nails now. Yes. Thank you for coming. I hope I can get some answers out of you if you're willing to talk about it. Now, before I continue on the game, so one impression I've gotten is there's 3 spirits in this house. There's an elderly man, there's a boy that's about 12 or close to 12, and there's a woman that's between 30 to 40 years old. And with the boy at least, and my son saw him for the first time last year, last March, I meant. And a week before I did the card game, my son had been pushed down by something that wasn't there. I saw him go down. I thought he tripped. He actually was pushed. And as I said in that video, and I will share the video at the end of this video, I was in the kitchen. His sister was in the computer room, and he was in the foyer. And he went down. And I thought, like I said, I thought he tripped, but he said, no, someone actually pushed me down. And there was no one there, of course. And if it was his sister, you know, it would be obvious. They would be fighting if he was blaming her for something that she didn't do. So, and he's actually seen the boy before. He describes the boy as having long hair over his eyes. And the first time he saw the boy, he said the boy was looking at him, and the boy didn't look like he was happy to see him. But he's had dreams about the boy, and the boy and him seem to be getting along better. Now, I did mention in the card game last year that I don't mind coexisting with ghosts, but they gotta behave. They gotta behave themselves. So, and they have been behaving themselves beautifully. So I thank them for that. All right. But anyway, with the boy, I got an impression like a few months ago of how he may have died. I just saw a hand, like, from the elbow to the hand, lying on like a trail like you would see in the woods, a little trail that you would see in the woods. It's not a big dirt road, it's just a little trail. And he's lying there and his hand is like laying in it and stuff like that. And he's not moving. He's completely lifeless. I don't see the whole body, but I just see, from this. And the other impression I got from that is he died of exposure. Now, the funny thing is, a few years ago, either in 2022 or 2023, my husband did say that there was a boy that wasn't from Breedereed that did die in the woods. So, we'll see if I'm right there. Is the spirit of the little boy here? Is the spirit of the little boy here? Edu Sprocket of Poiken Har. No. Okay. Are there 3 spirits in this house? Are there 3 spirits in this house? Tria Sprocket. I should probably do that again. Don't know. Or maybe. Maybe. The impression I get is there's 3, but I don't really know how many there are either. I mean, there could be spirits that come and go at times, doing a little drive-by, check things out, and they leave. But I feel like there's 3 resident spirits in this house. So another impression I've gotten is that one of the spirits here is named Daniel. Now, when I did the card game that I never posted, I asked the question because I thought the little boy was named Daniel and it didn't turn out to be true. It turned out to be someone else. So I want to see if I get the same result again. Is there anybody in this house with the name Daniel in it? Edu Sprocket named Daniel. And of course, my asthma's acting up. Yes. Yes, there's a spirit in the house named Daniel. And I got that same result the other day. Is the spirit of the boy named Daniel? Edu Sprok of Poiken Heter Daniel. Don't know. Diamonds, don't know. Okay. Is there a woman here that's between the age of 30 and 40? Edu Kavena Ha Melon or Melon 30 och 40 år. clubs. I don't know. Okay. Did the boy, the spirit of the boy, to the spirit of the boy, if you're here, did you die in the woods from exposure? I don't know when I post this if I'm going to incorporate a little bit what happened in the last video, because there was like a lot of I saw a lot of movement on like the door in the kids' room and here and stuff. And even though there's windows over there, it wouldn't cast shadows on this. It would cast shadows on the wall that's like this way. Yes. The boy did die in the woods from exposure. Holy hell. Okay. And that, I got the same result the other day too when I did this card game. Are there more than 3 of you in this house? Don't know. Or no, diamonds are maybe. Maybe. I'm trying to see if I should. Oh yeah. I hate to ask this. To the good spirits of this house, till mycket fin språket in den hus. Are there negative entities in this house? And I really don't know how to ask that. Den negativ språken in den hus? No. It's funny because when I did this game recently, I asked if there were any negative entities in the house. And initially, I got a heart, a yes. And I said, are you sure? And they said no. And I literally asked them, are you trolling me? And I got a yes. I do think I think the boy spirit is a little bit of a prankster sometimes. So, is there an elemental in the woods near here? An elemental. It's funny because, whenever I ask this question, did you guys see that candle? How it flickered like that? Now that one's beginning to flicker a lot too. I mean, that really flickered like something was trying to blow that out. And there's no draft here. Okay. Oh yeah, I was asking, is there elemental in the woods? And I'm getting goosebumps right now, guys. I'm not joking. I'm getting goosebumps right now. Is there an elemental in the woods? I have found that ordinary spirits, the spirits of people who have died, do not like elementals. And it's not that elementals are inherently bad. They are nature spirits. You can even argue that they might be the Tuatha De Danann or the Fae. And Fae are very nature-based. They love nature, supposedly. And not to mention, they're very territorial. So you can either be on their good side or you can be on their bad side. I mean, they're both. They can have the potential to be both good and bad. And if something has happened to their land, oh, they're going to be so mad. So I don't think elementals by default are negative, but they could be pissy if they feel like something has happened on their land. It's always important to respect the land and stuff and not mess it up or have something really, really bad happen to it. None of them want to answer this question. I'm not getting anything. And it's funny because, like, in the past, whenever I asked about the elemental, they either answered with maybe or I don't know. So, yes, house spirits of humans tend to be very reluctant to acknowledge or deal with elementals. Are you scared of the elemental? It's okay if you are. You don't have to be brave for me. I mean, elementals are in their own thing. I mean, that's another thing too. I don't think every single entity that's not human is demon by default. It could be a fae or something like that. They don't want to answer this question about the elemental. And yeah, it's always like, I don't want to answer this, or I'm too scared to answer it. Okay, I get the feeling you guys are afraid to talk about any possibility of an elemental out there. I think there's one out there. I thought I heard a bell. A very old-fashioned bell. So yeah, okay. Did you die? Did you all die outside this house? I know the answer to this question, but I want to see if they would tell it to me. Maybe. You didn't. There's been no deaths in this house. Maybe on the land the house is on. Maybe you did. But not in this actual house, physically. Okay, so another impression I get is with the woman. I see her in this dress. This, like, pink dress. But, like, there's a belt there. And, it's, like, middle class or, she's rich. And this would have been, like, either the very end of the Victorian era, like the early 1900s, like between 1900 and 1903, and the Edwardian era. So, is there a woman here that has a dress that I just described? If she says yes, I'm going to blow. My mind's going to be blown. Yeah, it says if she's here or willing to talk. No. Okay. Then it was something else that I saw. My mistake. My bad. It's not always flawless and stuff. That's why when I have visions or even impressions, I take it with a grain of salt. I don't believe I have visions until the vision actually happens. And with impressions, yeah, it could have either happened, but also at the same time, it couldn't happen either. What you learn about me is that even though I'm a huge believer of the paranormal and I have psychic ability and stuff, I approach it very skeptically, ironically enough. it's outside. Who knows? Okay, let me bring the cards together now, since there's 7. To the spirit of the boy, do you feel like you're getting along better with my son? Sorry if I'm coughing. My asthma is being annoying right now. Yes. I figured that because my son has had dreams about this boy, and they've been getting along. They got along good in the dream. So it went from him feeling a little bit of animosity towards my son to like feeling a lot better now towards him. To the spirit of the little boy, do you like it when I leave candy for you on the windowsill right there? Right now, he's had 2 pieces. There's 2 pieces left for him. My son has stole the other ones. Yes. All right. Do you like it when people take your candy? Because I know I had 5 pieces of the candy there initially, and now there's 2. Are you happy about that? Maybe. Okay. So you're not very you're in between happy and being sad about that, right? As long as there's 2 pieces of the candy, you're happy about that, right? I got a choker. Here. I'll put this down. I have no idea what the hell Joker signifies. to the spirit of the boy again. Are you happy? Are you just happy that there's 2 pieces of candy there? You don't mind that my son's been taking candy from there? You're so happy as long as you have candy on that windowsill? Maybe. Yeah, this kid I feel like is a little bit, he's a wiseacre. He's a little bit of a smart ass. It's probably why him and my son get along so better, because my son's a little bit the same way sometimes. Are you, to the spirit of the little boy, do you consider yourself to be a trickster? Maybe. Sometimes you're not going to get straight answers with him unless it involves the way he died or whatnot. And I think we confirmed today that his name is Daniel or something. Or like there's someone in the house named Daniel. Yeah. So I got 2. Oh, God. Oh, there's another question I want to ask, but I don't want to ask it. No, I'm not going to ask it. That's really bad, what I'm thinking of. Is there anything around here? It doesn't matter if it's in the house. It doesn't matter if it's outside the house. But there's something around here that wants to cause us harm. I mean, people don't like asking that question, but I think sometimes it's good to prepare yourself. Maybe. All right. So I'm going to ask this one last time. Or no. I think I'll go to a different question now. Do you enjoy being in this house? don't. Maybe. Well, y'all, that's today's video. If you like this video, smash the like button if you enjoyed it. If you subscribe, I'll be absolutely... bleh. I can't talk now. I seriously can't talk now. But, okay, so put it this way. Have you guys ever played the 3AM card game before? If so, did you enjoy it? Did you just do it for fun, or did you do it to try to communicate? I actually like doing this actually like communicating with the spirits this way rather than using a Ouija board. I do not want to use a Ouija board. I wouldn't use a Ouija board even if you paid me $1 million for it. I might, if you're like, hey Lindsay, I'll give you a Ouija board and I'll give you $1 million for it. As long as I don't have to play it, I would take it, but I would never play on one, ever, even if you pay me so much money. And of course, unfortunately, I don't have a spirit box. I am too broke to have a spirit box. But I like doing the card game as a way of trying to communicate with the spirits. So, what's your favorite way of communicating with the spirits if you are a believer in that kind of thing? If you have any experiences with a card game that are crazy, let me know in the comments. So yeah, as I already said, if you like this video, smash like the like button if you liked it. If you subscribe, I'd be absolutely delighted, and I'll see y'all later. Toodles! Bye-bye.